Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Friday, uh, February the 19th, 2021, and I want to be talking about the vaccine distribution that I'm going to be releasing in a couple of days or even in months. That we will be announcing vaccine distribution, and a lot of things are going to be coming into effect. And the unit exam for the unit that we're just doing now, it won't with that unit it will be gone. We will be doing the unit exam on Monday, so Monday will be the unit exam because I didn't get chance yesterday or today to work on your unit exam, so you have enough time to actually review and study for the unit exam, so you have that weekend to make sure you study. I'm also going to release your interim reports today in Google Classroom. So make sure that you check it in Google Classroom because there will be new marks that are going to be updated and they're going to be released. So it's very important that you check that as much as you can and making sure that you see your mark and see what you got. So that's the kind of thing they will be waiting for to happen. So that's what is going to happen today as much as they can. Um, So that's really important, right? The government will announce its spending hopefully by March um, 18th. So my birthday, I'm going to be releasing uh, my budget for the school and the spending that we're going to be spending for the students and helping them out. So that will be coming on March 18th, 2021. So that's not going to be now. That's going to be in 2-3 weeks. We don't know how long it will be, but that's when actual the marks will come and everything will come and that will be. But I will be releasing the marks today, hopefully, because I'm working on them now. Right, I have them already, but it's just I didn't get a chance to update it for the last exam. And this unit you're gonna have on Monday for the one we're just doing now. So you have enough time to review and study for the whole weekend. We did the whole thing. So we did the preposition, we did the linking, and we did a lot of stuff that has to do with the preposition stuff. So the preposition is the unit. So make sure you're doing well. If you're not doing well in this course, it's very important that you make more time this weekend to study harder and to put the effort as much as you can, because like I said, not a lot of people pass this course. It's very important that you make sure as much as you can you put that time and you put that effort to be successful and to be good in that course as much as you can. So uh, that is my respect to you guys. So make sure that you guys you do well and making sure that you put the time, especially in the weekend, to study, to understand, to know what you're doing. That's what's really important, especially in the weekend, to use that time wisely and efficiently as much as you can. Hopefully what I'm talking about really makes sense, and hopefully that makes my students successful as much as they can, because the class average now is not really sitting well from the first exam. And I'm supposed to do a unit exam yesterday or today. Actually, yes, the unit exam is supposed to be yesterday, and I'm supposed to give you the exam yesterday and give you the result yesterday. So your results are going to come today, hopefully, maybe by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the evening. I'll work on it midnight, and hopefully I'll update it by tomorrow. You'll be able to see it. Okay, I can guarantee you it's gonna come like at 5 o'clock, like yesterday. Hopefully by this evening I'll update it. But like I said, it's very important that you do well as much as you can, right? Because uh, this is a grade 10 level course, right? And like I said, the first unit is easy and then things get harder. So now we're in the second unit. So if you're failing the course, you have to make sure you pass and you make sure that you do well on it as much as you can. Uh, because successfulness is very important in the end of the day. It's very important that you be successful as much as you can. And it's very important that you do your best. And that's what I expect my students to do as much as they can, to put the effort, to put the time, and to make sure they understand what's being said and what needs to be done. Also, on Wednesday, I announced that the school reopening will be June 12th, so it won't be March 20th, 2021. So hopefully people are not confused between the dates of the school because it's not going to open next month. It's going to open in 2, 3 months later. So it's very important that you make sure that um, you are here every day, making sure that you're logged in every day, making sure that you are on top of your homework, you're on top of your schoolwork, and on top of everything that we do every single day as much as we can. Because it's very important that people need to follow the health rules, need to follow the health guidelines, and do what's right at the end of the day. So please do your best at the end of the day. Don't joke around with your health, and don't joke around with anything. Exactly. Hopefully that really what I'm talking about really today. I want to be accurate. I'm talking about that we are going to get vaccines from the provincial government, but provincial government announced today. I don't know what they announced, but we are going to get the vaccine, and hopefully the vaccine distribution will be by June 12th. We don't need a vaccine now because there's no schools, there's nothing that's really opening now. So hopefully by June 12th, things should be opening, and the vaccine will be a must. So if you cannot take the vaccine, then you're not welcome to the school. I already announced on Wednesday that the vaccine is a must, and every restrictions that I put in place are a must. So it's very important that you make sure as much as you can to make sure that you take the vaccine, and making sure that you are taking it, because if you're not taking it, it's going to be a big problem for you, and it's not going to be easy in any way. So please follow the health rules, follow the guidelines, and make sure that you take the vaccine, because the vaccine distribution is really important, and everybody needs to take it if they're going to come to the school. Even workplaces, they offer it. So if workplaces offer it, schools offer it too. So that makes it the same thing too. So make sure that you do your best as much as you can to to make sure that to have the vaccine ready, because the vaccine will come and it's very important, right? Um, and that will be in the fourth quarter, hopefully, and that will be end of fourth quarter, so it won't really matter now, and it won't matter the remainder of this term. It will be in the next term that will really more important, right? Yes, schools are moving really fast now, right? So if you, I will suggest this: if I see students failing in every unit, um, then you have to take the course again. Although next quarter I'm not planning to teach English 10 again. I'm going to be teaching English 20 and English 30 next quarter. So there will not be English 10 next quarter for me. There will be another teacher teaching that, but it won't be me teaching it. So but if you're failing the course, then again, because the class average is very low now, and I'm hoping when people write the second unit exam, and that will be on Monday, I hope by then that people's marks really gets higher and it gets better in some way, because now it's super duper low, and that needs to improve so I can see my students are successful. Um, but if I don't see that's happening, and if I like, if you're failing this course, let's say, and the way you fail the first unit, I'll let it pass. If you fail the second unit, I'll let it pass. But if you fail the third unit, then you're gonna be leaving. And our third unit exam is not gonna be far away. We're gonna have a unit exam on Monday. We're actually falling behind. I'm supposed to already finish 2 unit exams already. And we're supposed to already, because the semester goes really fast and I'm really behind on my teaching. So I'm not really doing my job enough. But what we're gonna have to do is, because Monday there will be the unit exam. Next week is a short week, so school is closed. Thursday and Friday there's no school because of teachers convention. Um, so they will not. So they will not be. They will not. Just going to only be unit exam. But maybe I'll give a quiz on a Wednesday, hopefully, on for the third unit, and we will do just the first two um, grammar lessons, and then I will give a unit exam. I will give a quiz on that on Wednesday, and I will give a unit exam on Monday for topic for unit 2, because we just finished unit 2 right now, right? And I'm supposed to give it yesterday and I did not, so I'm going to be giving that, and I'm going to work on the exam on weekend to prepare for it on Monday, and then Monday I will release it and I'll give it to you. Probably you're going to get your mark hopefully by Wednesday next week for your second unit, or you're going to get it the week before. There's still the class average, because there's people that are doing well in this class, and there's people that are failing, and these people, they know who they are. They know if they're the failures, and they know who, and they know if they're the successfulness. So I'm not going to point out and say who's failing, who's not failing, but it's very important. Like I said, by the time you reach the third unit, if I don't see improvement, if you are failing already 2 units or 3 units, and by the time you reach the third unit and you're still failing, then you're going to have to leave the class, because I want my students to be successful. I don't want my students to fail the course. So it's very important when you take this course, you have to guarantee you're going to pass it. But if you're going to fail in every unit, it's my job to remove you too, right? So that's why I'm saying that's what something is going to happen, and that will be the expectation that will be happening, because at the end of the day, successfulness and people understanding is what's really important at the end of the day. And people need to be successful, and people need to understand, especially when it comes to the school and when it comes to the understanding of the curriculum, especially. So that's why I'm saying that's part of my job too, is not just taking care of the school and making sure it's safe and people have their stuff and opening it at the right time, but also to make sure that my students are successful. Because if you're not successful, you cannot, you're gonna have to take the course again, right? Because there's no point doing every unit, and every unit you're going to fail it, and then by the end of the time, when you fail the whole unit, then you don't pass the course. You're just wasting your time, right? By the time you finish, you fail 2 units, 3 units, it's done, it's over, right? Um, because English is the kind of course that you need to understand what the words means, what the essay means, everything, what it really means at the end of the day. That's the English course. And if you can't have that time, let's say you have, I know people have school, people have other stuff to do, but if you can manage the both, then you have to drop one. Either you drop my class or you drop your school and your education class. Because if you can't manage your time, what can you do? You have to choose which one you will do, and which one you will drop, and which one you will not drop, because that's what makes life easy for people, and some people does not make life easy. So that's why I'm saying it's very important that you have to make the right decision what you do and what you choose to do, because at the end of the day, we can say whatever we want, but at the end of the day, we know how much our ability are. There's people that can handle 2 subjects a day. There's people that can handle 3 subjects a day. There's people that can handle 4 subjects a day. There's people just can handle only one. There's people that can't handle at all anything. So everybody has different capability of doing something. So for you, maybe you can handle one, maybe you can handle two. I don't know how much you can handle. You know yourself. You know how much you can handle. But I'm saying for everybody, it's different, and it's different capability of how to handle things. So it's very important. Like I said, if you're failing, then you should just leave the course. I'm not trying to be rude or telling you you shouldn't continue, but everybody went through that. If 1 unit you're gonna fail, and you keep continuing and you keep failing and there's no progress happening, even if you get 40 and then you get 50, and maybe at least we can see there's big jumps, there's big processes. But if there's just one process and there's no big jumps or there's nothing, then there's no hope, because you're failing in every level. There's no hope for this course to continue. So you have to know when to stop, when not to stop. So hopefully what I'm talking about today, it really makes sense. Think about it in the weekend, because you have a unit exam on Monday, and if you're really filling the course, you're filling already 1 unit, and your average is really low, then I suggest you study way harder this weekend and making the time to study way harder as much as you can, because you don't want to fail another unit exam, and you don't want to aim for 3. Right? Once you fail one test, that's supposed to wake you up and tell you, I cannot continue that. I have to be better next time. And that's what it needs to take for a student to be successful in every way. So hopefully what I'm talking about today, it really makes sense when it comes to the school. Now when we talk about the vaccine and talking about today, I'm not going to go through the lesson or anything. You're going to go through it on your own in the weekend. We covered the whole thing on Wednesday. Yesterday there was no video, so we went through it on Wednesday. We covered all the videos. We did all that. The whole weekend you have to yourself. You go and review and you do what you need to do in the weekend and review and make sure that you understand and you know what you're doing. So that's your job to do in the weekend, right? Because you have the material, you have everything, so you go through it and you read it, and we went through it together. So it's not something new that you did not do before. Speaking about the school, like I said, uh, I'll keep saying this until school opens. It's very important. These restrictions that I put in place for June 12th, they have to be followed as much as you can. You have to do your best to follow those restrictions and not joke around with those restrictions, because these are government rules. It's not only my government, it's only also the government of Alberta that made these decisions. So you have to follow those rules as much as you can, making sure that those rules are followed as much as you can. Is that clear? Hopefully that really makes sense. And those rules you have to list in Google Classroom. You can go to Google Classroom and have the list of the restrictions that I put in place. So it's very important that you follow them. Okay. So so that's all I have for today. But please um do your best, right? And if you need help with anything or you have questions about the school reopening or anything, you can always contact me and I will answer your questions according to what I talked about today and what I talked about the last couple of days. And every time when I mention about the school and I mention about all that stuff, so you can contact me anytime about anything that we so far talked about or anything that we so far mentioned or we spent time on, because it's very important at the end of the day is to do the right thing. And the right thing is um, I know now life is really hard. You guys want to go back to the normal life and enjoy it, right? But if I don't do my job as a premier of this government, if I don't do my job and if you do not do your job as a human being and coming to school and giving people sickness and failing the course, why not? Especially at the time of pandemic, it's not the time to make friendship. It's not the time, whatever. We all want to see each other, especially now, right? Because doing online learning, especially the exams, I have to make it difficult because I'm worried people are going to cheat and everything's. You have to make it complicated now because it's online learning is not in-person learning anymore. So things are really difficult. Online learning is not easy for me or for the students or for anybody. But this is the way of life. This is not what we chose. This is what the COVID chose. So what we need to do is, if we want to go back to normal life, we have to continue the way things are now. We have to care about other people. We have to protect other people. We have to do as much as we can as our best effort to make sure. And the reason I delayed the day to open schools because the safety of my students is really more important. I'm responsible. If I open it March 20th and we still have variant, it's not really safe still outside. I'm not going to allow my students to have sickness and then I'm going to close this. It's my responsibility. And at the end of the day, if something happens to you guys or you guys get sick, I'm going to be responsible. So I don't want to take that bad. I don't want to take the responsibility of becoming a bad person and choosing the wrong decision time to open schools. So that's why I said June 12th we'll open it because it's safe. Although a lot of parents are complaining now saying that school is supposed to open March 20th because I raced in March 20th for a long time. That's true, but we have to realize that there's variants, there's things that are not safe. If I just open it now and people get sick, how many schools that got closed now that we heard in Edmonton, or how many schools in Alberta itself got closed, or across the country? There's so many schools that we heard that got closed because they have outbreaks and they have COVID, and teachers have COVID, students have COVID, they have to go self isolate. I don't want to go through all that. So for that reason, I decided to open it on June 12th because by then it's going to be summer, it's going to be really warm anyways, and it's a good time anyways by that time to open schools. Why we have to wait all that long and then open schools at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So that's the kind of reason why I decided to open it for that reason. So hopefully, what I'm talking about today, it really makes sense. Hopefully, it wakes up people because what I'm talking about is really not a joke. I really want people to understand when I'm talking about what I'm saying, because um, if you don't know, if you're taking this COVID as a joke and you're not taking it serious, then I don't know what to tell you, because that's the mentality how you think. Then we all think that way. This COVID will never leave. We have to think that it's there and we need to protect ourselves and protect each other. We cannot be stubborn and say it's not there and make other people sick and not make other people not well. That's not how you deal with COVID. So people need to wake up and realize what needs to what needs to happen, because at the end of the day, we need to do what's right and we need to protect people's health and not take this as a joke as much as we can. So hopefully what I'm talking about today really makes sense. Hopefully people wake up. If you're not really wake up to and you still think this COVID is just a hallucination and it's just misinformation. Yes, people are making misinformations now, but people got it. People are sick. Is around. So we can't act like it's not around. People did not got it or anything. People got it. People died. That's the reason we have vaccine. That's the reason we have all that stuff. So that's why we need to do what we can at the end of the day. And that's the only thing we can do, is to make sure that we protect ourselves and to make sure we protect our loved ones. That's all I have for today. I hope everybody have a great day. Please study in the weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on Monday for the unit exam. Do all the lessons and do all the questions. Have a great day and see you on Monday.